What's up, YouTube? This is Ian with Showtime Cards, bringing you back to the Yu-Gi-Oh videos. So we have Elijah Shipman here. We're going to do a deck profile for what he used to win on Sunday, December 6th.
And Saturday,
December 5th. So what were you playing?
I played 3 Magician structure decks.
Literally just 3 structure decks.
Pretty much. There's a couple tech cards, but you could like switch them out with anything, and it'd pretty much be the same deck.
Alright, well that sounds good. Let's just dive right into it.
Okay, so it's Odd Eyes Magician.
Yeah.
So I play 2 Odd Eyes.
Okay.
I don't really think 3's needed. For the Magicians, you play a Dragon Pulse. This, while it's in your pendulum scale, destroys monsters.
Okay.
Played a Noble Dragon. This is a tuner, and it's how you make the synchros you play. I'll show in a bit.
Okay.
1 Janky. It's you don't really need this. I know it's like kind of expensive, but you don't need it. Like I never went into it and I actually sided out a lot, so it's not really needed. Doesn't do a lot.
Sure.
And then I played 1 Performapal Lizard Draw. You can search it with Skullcrobat, and it's just as an extra scale. And
that's cool.
If you have the Skullcrobat here, you can like crack this in your scale to draw a card. So
okay.
Some builds play like Drummerilla, which I probably should have played. I just didn't find any, so I threw that in.
That's fair.
And then 3 Skullcrobat. This card's really, really good. When he's normaled, you search your deck for any Performapal, Odd Eyes, or Magician monster. So he can help complete your scales, and he's level 4, so helps make rank 4s.
3 Stratos.
And then 3 Wisdom Eye.
Okay.
He's pretty awesome. Like what he does is, well, you have another Magician in your other pendulum scale, you can destroy him to place any Magician from your deck into your other pendulum scale. So it's kind of like a +1. You could like play him with this, break him to play him, and then use his effect to get it back to your hand, or you can just pendulum it. Okay. So then it gives you like a free card.
That's not bad.
And he's also level 4, which is pretty good. And then 3 Oaf Dragon. Well, he's in your pendulum scale. Once per turn, you can add back a Magician Pendulum from your extra deck to your hand, which is pretty good because there's some combos I'll show that you can do with that. And then when he's special summoned or normaled, you can add back a Magician Pendulum from your grave.
Yeah.
So that comes in. And he's also level 6, so there's like some rank 6s you can do, which are pretty good. And 3 Dragon Pit. Well, he's in your scale. You can destroy spells and traps, which is really good. Break your opponent's scales. And then I played 2 Veiler, 2 Maxi. I didn't really like the Veiler. I don't think you need to play it. Like, it's not really needed. Maxi was okay, but both of these were kind of whatever. Like, this is iffy in like pendulum matchups, and it sucks against Cosmo.
Yeah. And
this is only good against Cosmo, really. And then I played for the last 3 monsters was the Apex Avians.
Yeah.
Which, they're pretty good, and they are pretty nice if you can get them. But you don't need them. Like, a lot of people, what they do is they'll play the Magic Spectre Unicorn, which is like a rare.
I was going to bring that up.
And it's only like not even $1. Yeah. So you could play that instead, and what that one does is it bounces a pendulum monster you control and bounces a opponent's monster. So that's good because, I mean, all you do is pendulum summon, so you can just bring the monster back out, and every turn you can bounce a monster.
Yeah. But
a good combo with the Pegasus is you can have Skullcrobat and the Pegasus and keep bouncing Skullcrobat and normaling it to get more searches.
Yeah.
I played Urgeki.
Sure.
A Terraforming, an Odd Eyes Fusion, which you don't need. And then 2 Sky Iris, and that's for the Terraforming. And what it does is you destroy a face-up monster, or a face-up card you control to search your deck for any Odd Eyes cards. So you can get this or the Odd Eyes Dragons.
Okay.
And that's pretty good because you say you crack your own like pendulum skills, you can just pendulum them back.
Yeah.
And also, while you have this active, your Magician Pendulum in your pendulum zones can't be targeted by your opponent's card effects.
Oh, that's really good.
So they can't MST them, anything like that. It kind of like protects you from a lot of stuff.
Right.
And then I play 3 Wavering, just because it's kind of necessary right now. If everyone's playing like pendulum decks, you don't want to get blown out by this, so you want to have it. But every like game 2 and 3, like I asked to side it out, and normally everyone wants to because this card's like really degenerate.
Yeah.
But there's a cool combo of game 1 with it. Then 3 Pendulum Call. You pitch a card, add 2 Magician Pendulums to your hand. It's pretty busted.
Yeah.
Sets up your skills right away. Get you going. 3 Upstart for consistency, and a Solemn Warning because it's pretty good against everything.
Just, yep. It's all morning.
And then for the extra, played a Dweller, a Trapeze, a Cairngorgon, Castell, Magister, which like I never went into, you don't need him. A Naruto, which I never went into. Dracosac, don't need it. Big Eye, went into it like once. And 2 Absolute, which is like pretty good. I went into him a couple times, and what he does is when a monster declares an attack, you can negate the attack, then special and odd eyes from your grave or your hand.
Okay.
And then when he leaves the field, you can special and odd eyes from your extra deck.
Oh, that's cool.
So there's a lot of different things you can summon. Like you can summon this guy, which I never went into. You can summon Meteor, and you can summon Vortex. But
that's cool.
This guy's really good because during the battle phase, all your opponent's monster effects can't activate. So say you're playing against Cosmo, you just make this guy and attack all their ships, and none of them will get to go off.
That's cool.
Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, and you play both of these, and how you make them is you use the Noble Dragon,
right?
And her effect is, let me see. Well, you have an Odd Eyes on the board. You can special summon her and reduce the Odd Eyes level by 3, and then synchro, so she makes both the 7s.
That's cool.
So it kind of sets you up for that, and they're pretty powerful. Yeah, the 2 Vortex, you don't really need him, but and then the reason you don't need the Odd Eyes fusion is because this guy can just summon him out himself.
Right.
So when he dies, you can just bring him out. So if you can get him, but his effect's really good. During either player's turn, when a monster effect's activated or a spell or trap, you can return a pendulum monster from your face-up extra deck back to the deck to negate and destroy the card.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty strong.
Is it once per turn?
Yeah, it's once per turn.
Oh, okay.
And then that's it for the extra side deck. I did 3 Denko. It's either your deck plays a lot of back row to counter monster heavy decks, or you play monster heavy. So I need to counter the back row. Like Tellers. This is for Cosmo. I sided this, didn't have in the extra. This was for Infernoid.
Yeah.
And 3 MST for back row, and then 3 Decree for back row.
Nice.
And that's it.
So how do you feel about it overall?
I think it's pretty strong, and I think you can compete with 3 structure decks. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not too hard.
All right,
and it's a pretty fun deck.
Well, thanks for the deck profile. Hopefully get to see more of this structure deck shenanigans in the future.
Cool.
So, yep, this is Ian with Showtime, and we'll see you next time.